This is your Tackle Club COD box for the month of July. Welcome to Tackle Club Ballista. We have the Ballista Dino 90 in this month's COD box. Haven't heard of Ballista? Don't know what they do? Well, let me tell you. These things are a unique design in Australia where they actually have a little LED in the tail. So there is a little circuit board and a bunch of little groovy little wires and stuff that make this thing work. Now, the way this works is when it hits the water, water is a conductant of electricity. So when it hits the water, that completes the circuit from positive to negative, which then starts lighting up the little LED in the tail. This thing starts flashing this bright red color. Now in dirty water or in low light situations, this makes seeing this lure or finding this lure very, very easy. So one thing about this that stands out from any other lure is the visibility. The Ballista Dino with that LED light, awesome visibility, can make it easier for the fish to find, and a great one that we've included this month in this box. On a troll or on a fast wind, this will go down to 8 meters. So this is an awesome trolling option, or even if you want to fish original riverbeds or deep drop-offs for your cod as well, boom, got you covered. These aren't going to be too deep to fish the rivers if you're more of a river person rather than dam. The way I like to fish these myself is along laydowns. So if you've got some trees that have come down off the bank where maybe the root ball is still sitting up on the bank but the rest of the tree is working its way deeper into the water, cast right up next to those root balls and just slowly work this, and this will just swim down, bumping the bottom along the side of this tree, because a lot of the time those cod are going to be sitting right up, tucked up, upside down, left to right, underneath that lay down, waiting for food to go past, and bang, Bob's your uncle, you've got yourself a Ballista Dino 90 big cod. Next up, we've got a big swim bait option. Now this is one by our friends at Storm. This is the Rip Seeker Jerk in the 08. And it's got quite a unique design. So it does have this interchangeable big curl tail on the back. There's 2 curl tails in the packet. They are actually different. The one that's rigged on there now is a smaller curl tail. So this is actually gonna allow it to sink a little bit faster because it's not gonna have as much drag through the water. The second curl tail in the box is a bigger, longer one. So it's going to create a lot more drag but a lot more vibration, making this thing swim slower through the water column. So you've got 2 different options there. If you're fishing, say, some shallower flats early morning, I would probably swap over to the bigger curl tail because you're gonna want to slow down that sink rate. Now as the sun comes higher up into the day and those cod might be retreating back to their depths, that's when you might change back over to the small tail and use it to fish some deeper water. Now these things do have a fair bit of weight, so you do want to make sure that you've got a nice swim bait rod or a fairly sturdy rod to cast these. If not, you can still troll these as well. Just simply drop it down, drop the speed down of your trolling mode. You want to be trolling pretty slow for these. But yeah, drop it down, let it sink down to the bottom and just a very slow troll, and just let that tail work its magic and do its thing. So that's the Storm Rip Seeker Jerk 08. Now we've also included a big Chatterbait this month, which is a great way to essentially just search. They're also good for structure too. The big blade on the front just creates a hysteria, mass vibration and mass flash, just a lot of flash and vibration. They're one of my favorites to use for cod is a chatterbait. So essentially what you want to do with this, long cast out, and you can just keep peppering. If you're fishing a dam, you can keep peppering in all different places because the weight on these and how far they fly through the air on the cast is immense. So you can cover a lot of ground with a chatterbait by search, like they're a search bait essentially. So you want to use it as a search bait. You can still troll with these as well. Once again, you're gonna wanna go pretty slow, but you'll feel the thump, 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 thump of that blade on the front as it's working. Troll along some rocky edges, troll along riverbeds as well, and you're sure to be in for a winner. If trolling's not your thing, like I said, get back into casting, and you're going to cover a lot of ground and hopefully get you onto a winter cod with one of these big babies. Chatterbaits are also fairly snag resistant, which is great. Makes them great for casting into structure, casting into rock edges, laydowns as well. So if you're fishing the rivers, this is going to be a great option for you this month, because that blade on the front with that vibration keeps any snags generally from hitting the hook. You still can snag up with them just like you can with any lure, but it's a great option to be snag free. And as you're walking the banks or kayaking up your river, you can just be peppering casts everywhere and not worry too much about the snags. Now I've also included extra soft plastics for the back of this, so if it's getting smashed up and you need to change plastics, you've got your Lunker City big paddle tails, which you can just whip straight onto the back of these and replace the one that's on there. Or you can rig it on some big jig heads that we've included this month as well. So these are the Pro Lates combat jig heads. These are the right size for the plastics we've included this month. So you can go with a more of a finesse approach if you don't want the big thump, thump, thump of the chatterbait on the front, or you can use them as a spare plastic to replace the old plastic that may get beaten up on the chatterbait itself. The way you fish the Lunker City plastics, if you do rig them up in your jig head, is going to be very, very similar to the chatterbait itself, but I'm probably going to use these in more open water, just so you, especially open, deeper water. So you can get these sinking down a lot faster than what your chatterbait would. Your chatterbait's going to have that vibration on the sink as well, which does slow it sink down. So if you want to fish real deep water or real deep drop-offs for your cod, that's when you just jump over to your soft plastic and jig head option. But that's it for the COD box this month. If you want to check out this box or any of the other boxes in the range, head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.